Okay, welcome back to Side Stacks. We got a brand new side hustle today, and this one is a little bit weird, a little bit technical, but I had a lot of fun with this. This is something I did at no towards the beginning of the year on like January or February, and this is going to be buying gold jewelry and silver jewelry from retailers like Walmart or Kohl's or JCPenney or things like that. So it sounds really a little weird, but let me kind of explain to you how that works. So we've seen like a massive increase in the gold price over the past year. We saw it go up to like $5,000 an ounce, which is crazy. And so when a lot of that jewelry was produced, it was produced at the price point when gold was lower. And then people don't buy jewelry from Walmart very often. So a lot of times it goes on clearance. And so what ends up happening is they price, say you're buying a gold ring and it's like $200 retail. They retail at $200 and then it sits for 2 months, 6 months, and then it goes down to 100. Then it goes down to 50. And it goes down to 25. And it's like, oh, I'm paying $25 for a $200 ring that has gold value of $50, which is basically what happens. That's pretty simple. Uh, it's not that complicated, and that's really what was happening. I saw this first on Reddit, and I was like, no way, this is a real thing. And then I tried it, and it actually worked. I think I probably bought about $2,000 worth of jewelry, and it sold it for about 4,000, so about doubled my money. And some of the people I saw on Reddit were making like $40,000, which sounds like a scam or a joke. I'm not joking, and I'm gonna go through this and explain to you guys why this is real. So really quick, I think I took pictures of just the massive batch of like jewelry I have. I'll throw them up right now. So they're probably around the screen somewhere. And so yeah, this is kind of what it looked like. I still have a ton of the boxes. I'll kind of show you. So like an example, you can see this is 14 karat gold, a piece of jewelry. You can see here, these are like frozen necklaces, and I have a few of them. I didn't sell all of them, and I keep them in Altoid containers because I don't know, I'm kind of weird. So this one is silver. This is 925 sterling silver. You can see like a little cross necklace, things like that for sterling silver. I bought these very heavily discounted, and I just haven't sold them because I don't know, I just am holding on to them. Maybe I will when the price of metals go back up, but I mean this is just silver. It's not that expensive. But I got some other ones. So this one is another container. It's 14. It says 14 karat gold on it. And so I don't have too much in here. I sold most of it, but you can see I've got a pair of earrings here. Hopefully you can see that. They still have the tag on them. I've got these hoop earrings. These are actually kind of heavy. They don't have the tag on them, but not too much in the 14 karat gold, but I think I have more in the 10 karat. So here's the 10 karat gold. And this is what I was talking about. Hopefully you can see this. This is, see how it's like a little snowflake? These are the frozen ones. Literally just a little Disney frozen necklace, but it actually is 10 karat gold. You can see on the price tag, this one, it was $68. Hopefully you can see that. Retail, I think I bought it for like 10. And this isn't a joke. I have tons of these little packages left over, like literally so many. Just random 14, let's say like, so this one's sterling silver, but a lot of these, you know, like 10 karat gold, they're just bracelets and all sorts of things. And so kind of how this works is, like I mentioned, as long as you are sure that the melt value of the jewelry is higher than you're paying for it, you're going to make money, right? And this is the case a lot more often than you think. You might be thinking, okay, these stores aren't going to lose money. They're never going to sell anything below melt value. It's not like the retail employees or the people in charge of inventory are tracking the price of precious metals as they're fluctuating as much as they are this past year. And so a lot of times they're just trying to get rid of inventory. Things have been sitting on their shelf for like a year. They're going to heavily discount them. And so this is true. I've seen this true at JCPenney, at Kohl's, and especially at Walmart. That is by far the best one. And so not all Walmarts actually have a jewelry section. So you kind of have to look. They're going to have like an accessory section, and they have like watches and rings and necklaces and things like that. But yeah, you kind of have to look a little bit, and they're going to have those yellow clearance tags that you've seen that Walmart has. And if you kind of know the price of gold, then you can estimate the how much it's worth. And I know that's a little bit weird and like maybe a little bit scary to some people. But yeah, I would probably try and stay away from like the bigger items like the chunky rings or the chunky chains that they have that are like $1,000. I don't know. You need to be careful about what you're buying. And there's a couple more things. This is very important, this part. You need to be careful that things aren't gold blasted, gold plated, and or even gold filled. You need to make sure they're actually gold. And surprisingly, a lot of these little weird items that I showed you, like these necklaces or things like that, these are real gold. These aren't gold filled. These aren't plated. So if you're wondering, they're not. They're real gold. They're full gold, which is, you got to make sure that, right? If you go to a jeweler and you're like, I want to sell you this gold, they're going to see that it's plated and they're not going to pay you for it. It's not worth anything. Gold blasted, gold plated, they have a few other terms. Anything where it's like dipped in gold and it's not an actual gold core, it's not going to be worth anything. So be careful of that. But I couldn't believe that this actually worked when I did it. But a good way to kind of approach this is find some melting or jewelers around you, and sometimes they have the prices listed straight on their website, like what they're paying that day for melt value for 10 karat, 14 karat, 24 karat silver, junk silver, whatever it is, per ounce or per gram. I'll put up like the one kind of by me right here, so you can kind of have a good idea of what you should be looking for. And based upon that, if you really want to, you could get like a little scale. I bought this little scale. I haven't used it in a minute, but it's just like a little scale that weighs things to the gram. And you can weigh jewelry before you buy it and kind of do a little calculation in your head of how much is the melt value of this. Never buy unless you're going to make probably like a 10 to 20% margin on the melt value. But yeah, it's really interesting. I have a ton of bags of these cases still that I just haven't thrown away. Like, I'll show you an example. So we got like another Disney 10 karat gold. I have a lot of Disney 14 karat gold. A lot of these were earrings and necklaces. I bought a few bigger items, but I'm not sure that I have like the cases for them anymore. I probably threw a lot of them away. But the point is, this is kind of an interesting side hustle. If you know anything about jewelry or metals, this could be fun for you. And so even if you're not even going to retailers, if you're just going to like Savers or Goodwill or other thrift stores, you can find a lot of things that are marked as 925, which is 92.5% silver, like platters or candlesticks or even picture frames. All sorts of things are made of silver. And this can be a really good way for you to kind of hunt around for precious metals and then kind of make a deal with your local melting company and then make some quick money. And I've looked in Walmart recently. They still have a few deals, but not really as many. I don't know if that's like an end of the year thing where they heavily discounted all their jewelry, but it's kind of dried up a little bit. But it is something to be aware of, that this is a real side hustle that a lot of people are making. Not a lot. Some people are making a lot of money on. If you wanted to look for this, you could search up like Walmart gold selling Reddit, and you'd probably find a ton of threads about people that are finding jewelry that's 90% discounted, buying thousands of dollars worth of it, and then taking it to a melter and making some cash. So, very non-traditional side hustle that I did earlier this year. I still have a bunch of the leftover jewelry that I haven't sold yet. Maybe if the price of gold goes back up, I'll do it. And that's another thing. pay very close attention to the price of gold. If maybe it's correlated with oil and the oil price is going crazy, we're going to see like a dip or something. You don't want to be buying all this gold or silver and holding onto the bag while the price goes down. So something to be aware of, but yeah, go to JCPenney, go to Kohl's, go to Walmart, look in their jewelry sections. If they have anything super heavily discounted, you might want to weigh it, or you can kind of just eyeball it. Look at the purity. 10 karat is like 42% pure, so just have that on the top of your head, and then 24 carats obviously 100% pure. And you can make some really good money in like a fun, easy way. And it's nice because versus like traditional reselling, you're not trying to convince someone to buy it. You're gonna have 10 jewelers who are knocking on your door to buy your metal. So it's really easy to sell, very valuable. Like if you have an ounce of gold, you get 5 grand for it if it's pure. So yeah, super fun. Um, Side hustle method that I kind of have tried out a little bit. Let me know if you guys have tried this at all or are interested in jewelry. I'll probably try it again maybe in the next few months if I can find another batch of jewelry that's deeply discounted. But hopefully you did enjoy. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.